Can I speak on the craziness we have going on in this world today, but not the normal craziness? Like, I'm talking about media craziness. Now, do you remember when, and again, this goes to Caitlin Clark, it's going to go to Christine Brennan, DeJounte Carrington, and the WNBA. Do you remember when Caitlin Clark got poked in the eye a couple weeks ago in a game against DeJounte Carrington? All right. It was incidental, at least as far as I saw, as far as most people that played basketball. Who knows? Yes, she has long fingernails. That's great. But come on. So the game's over, practice the next day. Christine Brennan, reporter for the USA Today, says, yo, DeJounte, did you do it on purpose? No. Somehow, some way, somehow, that is a racist question and has been met with rebuke from the Players Association in the WNBA, and yesterday, the great Megan Rapinoe. I can't believe we're still talking about Megan Rapinoe. America's Most Awful has decided, yes, it's a bad question. Yes, it is a racist question and all this happy horse bleep. And you say to yourself, what? Like, okay, if Christine Brennan was interviewing somebody that hit Caitlin Clark and they were white, Christine Brennan, by definition as a reporter, should ask the question, did you do it on purpose? Well, you wouldn't ask others. Sure you would. Particularly given the background. That's what you're given the background of Caitlin Clark. Can you believe this? And then the other thing that I saw, which is absolutely unbelievable to me, and I'm going to get back to Christine Brennan, but I want to equate it with something. You know, going back a little bit, they were telling me that J.D. Vance is weird. Now, remember, this is a man served in the military, came from nothing. Mother was all kind of whacked out. He helped her get right. There's a movie made. Hollywood loved him. But now he was considered weird. Okay. Well, anybody that watched Tuesday night, the vice presidential debate, would have to say, wait a second, there may be a weird dude on those podiums, but it ain't J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance actually, in my opinion, looked most presidential of the four people that I have seen, or actually you can include five. Vance, you can include Waltz, Biden, Harris, Trump. I mean, I thought J.D. Vance seemed the most, I guess, polished politician, but he also seemed the smartest. But now here's what's happening with J.D. Vance. I don't know if you saw this. J.D. Vance now having a beard, according to Politico, is threatening. It's aggressive. You know what I say? Good. We need more alpha males that are aggressive in the political realm. We need more alpha males that are going to be aggressive to protect the United States of America and not try to bullshit us by giving billions to the Ukraine and $750 to victims of the latest hurricane. Now, that may be unfair. Context may matter, and I don't really give it to you. I'm just giving you the pure numbers. I get that. Maybe there's a law. I don't know. But I know this, on the surface, if you look at what is being given to people with our tax money, it is not us. All right. So what am I talking about here? Think about, in those two instances that I gave you, how whacked out the world is. I always do this. I always think, all right, everybody says we've progressed as a society. We got to move forward. Is that really moving forward? Is it really moving forward where you have to disparage a woman reporter for asking the most obvious question after a game? The most obvious question after any Caitlin Clark game, when somebody tried to or did physically abuse Caitlin Clark from the get-go, is, did you do it on purpose? Because why? Didn't we see Angel Reese celebrating Kennedy Carter's hit back, boom, on Caitlin Clark early in the year? Did she do it on purpose? Are you not allowed to ask? Are you only allowed to ask if you're an African-American woman? Are you only allowed to ask if you are asking a white woman? What is it? Give me the rules, and they're all stupid. A reporter, by definition, should ask that question. Then on the other side, again, think of how whacked out this is. You walk around any place. I'm upstairs in a private room in a restaurant. You ask, I go downstairs. You know what people are going to have, men? Beards. I've talked about this forever. Man, I don't remember beards being this common back in the day. I remember dudes having beards, but I don't remember like every dude's got something. Hell, I'm usually 100% clean shaven. And I had to be out of the house this morning to do some stuff with a friend, and I didn't get a chance to shave. So I'm stunned by this. But again, is this progress? Are we moving forward by, instead of discussing, as many people do, look, the vice presidential debate, obviously won by Vance, but civil nonetheless. There was none of the nonsense that we saw Harris and Trump engage in with the moderators. Sure, you could argue the moderators in the vice presidential debate were bad. Fine. But what came out of that for you crazy-ass liberals is, oh, man, his beard is threatening. Then I'm telling you, 60% of the dudes I see wherever I go, black, white, green, purple, Hispanic, are threatening because a lot of them got beards. 70% of them got beards. This is the most amazing time ever in terms of what we get upset about. I had thought it had left us. I had thought it had gone. I had thought maybe, just maybe, we were getting out of being incredibly stupid, ridiculous, childish, and divisive. We haven't. No, I just went Tim Waltz there, didn't I? I did. Anyway, long story short, we are wacky. Something else that came up today, honest to God, I love Herm Edwards. I love when Herm Edwards comes on our show. I do. But damn, was that a blank show, his tenure down in Arizona State. I mean, a blank show. Antonio Pierce, who is now the coach of the Raiders. You talk about falling up. Now, they didn't win much. Herm got fired on the field, in the end zone after a loss. I believe it was the Eastern Michigan. Antonio Pierce somehow fell up, and now he's head coach of the Raiders, but he got an 6-year show cause, meaning he can't go back. Not that he would. He's got an NFL job, probably stay in the NFL forever. But he's got that long a show cause. Hell, Calvin Sampson back in the day here in Indiana was cheating his ass off, got caught at Oklahoma, came to Indiana, was cheating his ass off at Indiana, got caught. He's a bad cheater. He gets caught. Come on. Anyway, he only got like a 4 or 5 year. These dudes were serious about what was going down. I mean, what was going down at Arizona State. But hey, I do like to talk to Herm on our show. I do. I think he's great on our show talking about football. I do. Couple of other things real quick. Anybody watch the NFL? Let me ask you a question. So the NFL was going to be smothered by Aaron Rodgers. Like last year, this time it was smothered because he was out. But before, Aaron Rodgers was going to be the guy. But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you something. How long do we stay interested in teams that lose? See, we were interested in Colorado. We were interested in Colorado. I mean, we were, even though they went 4-8. Now you got to be really interested in Colorado because they're a good football team. Aaron Rodgers was all the rage. Aaron Rodgers was every single guy, every single story was Aaron Rodgers. Now you know what you hear? And it was all pretty good. It was all really good. So now we're going to stay interested because it's Aaron Rodgers, but they couldn't get to 10 points. So now I ask, are we going to be interested in Aaron Rodgers, the football player, or are we going to be interested in Aaron Rodgers' drama? And it is interesting, and I'm going to give, I guess they're critics, maybe supporters, I don't know, but people that said Aaron Rodgers has become different. Not the leader, but the personality. Not the fighter, the football player, but the deep thinker, the brand, and that's never good. Never. I'm anxious to see what happens by the end of this with Aaron Rodgers, if we even care a month from now. Last thing, to you Indiana basketball fans, suck it. Here's the deal. Indiana, just 1 year, I've said this. I looked yesterday, Indiana players are at media day, fingernails painted, they got TikTok videos going, and I'm cool with all that when you win. But here's what I've said, and you can just rip me all you'd like because you already have, but here's my response. 1 year, just 1 year, just try, Indiana, and any other team, really, to focus on toughness, team over me, the team brand, not the me brand, not my brand. See, Indiana used to be the toughest basketball operation in the business. Back in the day, Indiana, Carolina, Now everybody's surpassed Indiana, and for 25 years, they've never tried it. For 25 years, Indiana has never said, Indiana basketball, we are going to be about team. We are going to be about toughness. There's not going to be an I in this. They've never done it. I mean, certainly the last 5 years. I mean, all I've watched these guys is do TikTok videos, paint their nails, act like whatever. The effeminate male out, never was in at Indiana basketball. Just 1 year. Just 1 year. That's a private plea to Indiana basketball. Just 1 year, be about Indiana, the uniform, not my brand, and see what happens. Hey, have a great weekend, everybody. I miss you. We'll see you on Monday.